We're tracking severe weather across the metro area, threats from large hail, and even a tornado warning near Westminster. Kathy's tracking the storms.
Denver police arrest 4 people they say went on a crime spree across the city. One suspect is still out there.
One of Colorado's senators is the latest lawmaker to test positive in a breakthrough case.
And the fight over what kids wear to school continues in Douglas County. County leaders don't want masks required, though schools could choose differently. 4 o'clock on 9 News starts now.
We want to get straight to that severe weather hitting the metro area this afternoon. Over the last hour, we have been watching storms move around the metro area, starting with tornado warnings near Westminster and Brighton. Those warnings have now canceled out.
Man, we're hearing from so many of you guys sending us in videos of those dark clouds. We've got lots of hail coming down in various areas. Let's get straight to Kathy. She's been tracking this all. Man, what an afternoon.
What an afternoon. We were in the outlook area for severe weather today. You guys, we talked about that yesterday, the potential for hail and rotating storms. But now we're seeing some heavy flooding rainfall and some street flooding right as the evening rush is underway. And many schools in Douglas County dealing with, well, lockdown conditions because of the tornado warning issued in and around Parker. Kids are in school. Parents can't pick them up. A lightning dismissal. So there's definitely some issues with these cells in Douglas County right now. Parents having a tough time picking kids up this hour. So the latest, we continue with a tornado warning for northeastern Douglas County and northwestern Elbert County, and that's out until 4 o'clock. The cell that was tornadic north of Arvada has dropped 1-inch diameter hailstones in a line that extends from Brighton just north of DIA up to Fort Morgan. The tornado warning continues in and around the Ponderosa Park and Parker areas. We have a lot of wind, a lot of large hail and heavy flooding rain. That cell is tracking toward the northeast, be in the Byers area here in about the next 40 minutes. And we have additional development extending up through the Southlands Mall area, Commerce City, and Aurora. A second severe thunderstorm warning out near Keensburg. That cell is showing signs of rotation. And again, hail has really been a big problem up in Weld County as we're seeing some of those hailstones in excess of 1 inch in diameter. This cell here on the I-76 corridor between Keensburg and Wiggins showing rotation there, and the blue that you're seeing northeast of Pinery, that is hail on the ground. Also out around the Bennett and Strasburg areas where our Corey Reppenhagen is on the ground reporting for us this afternoon. We have storms moving rapidly from the southwest to the northeast into a severe thunderstorm watch area, the area in blue, which covers Denver through 8 o'clock. Out across the western slope, flash flood concerns with a flash flood watch for storms that are dropping heavy rain over saturated soils and on I-70 and in the Glenwood Canyon area. The Calwood fire burn scar and also the Grizzly Creek burn scar areas we're watching very carefully and very closely with additional development as these storms continue to roll through. Between now and about 6 o'clock, the heavier thunderstorms will lift north and east of Denver. We get a little bit of a break, and then overnight tonight, the second weather system with cold air means a light dusting of snow down to about 10,000 feet. We do have cooler temperatures as a result of this passing weather system. We're now in the mid-60s. The severe weather threat will continue until 8 o'clock from Denver out to North Platte up to Cheyenne and Flagler. And this is a slow drive home in downtown Denver after a round of heavy rain. I'll be back in just a bit with another radar update.
In your headlines, Denver police have arrested 4 people they say are responsible for a series of crimes that left one person dead and another in the hospital.
The spree of shootings, a robbery, burglary, and carjacking, they all happened within a few hours on Tuesday night. Here is 9 News reporter Noel Brennan across from Denver Police Headquarters. Noel.
Hey Kim, Chief Paul Pazin called this crime spree appalling, horrific, and senseless. Denver police say they believe these people that were involved in the crime spree, they all met inside the Lookout Mountain Youth Services Center. That's a youth correctional facility out in Golden. Today, 4 of them are in custody facing several charges, including first-degree murder. So all of this, again, stems from what happened on Tuesday night. Denver police say 5 people involved in a crime spree shot and killed 18-year-old Shmuel Silverberg. He was a student at Yeshiva Torah's Chaim School on North Stewart Street. Police say Silverberg was walking outside the school when someone in the group started shooting at him. They say he ran inside the school and was shot and killed in a doorway. Police believe that same group was responsible for robbing and shooting another man, breaking into several businesses, and stealing cars. Last night, police say they arrested 18-year-old Isaiah Freeman and Aiden Sides, another 18-year-old, 19-year-old Noah Lope Hall, and 21-year-old Seth Larhode.
But the fact that we have a group of relatively young individuals that are willing to go on this type of rampage, this type of violent spree in our community is not acceptable. And we as a community need to stand up together and make sure that it doesn't happen in the future.
Denver police say they are still looking for, right now, another person they believe was involved in this crime spree, 18-year-old Samuel Fussell. Kim, Denver Police Chief Paul Pazin said this crime spree on Tuesday night sent shockwaves through the Orthodox Jewish community in Denver, Colorado, the United States, and across the world. Anyone with information about this person they're still looking for or other parts of this crime
Absolutely
should give Crime Stoppers a call.
Yeah, we just grieve for that entire community. And as we heard this news and as it's progressed throughout the week, this series of crimes, it's really scary.
Yeah, absolutely. And these are young people, too. We're talking about 18, 19-year-olds. And it's depressing that this is happening. And, of course, Police Chief Paul Pazin wants everyone to know that they're looking for this person that's still out there.
We've seen too much of this summer. Thank you, Noel. New this afternoon, Colorado Democratic Senator John Hickenlooper says he has tested positive for a breakthrough case of COVID-19. He said in a tweet today that he had mild symptoms, but he's feeling better now. The senator is on isolation at this point. He says he's grateful for the vaccine for limiting his symptoms. Hickenlooper is the third senator to announce a positive test today. Independent Angus King of Maine and Republican Roger Wicker of Mississippi also announced that they have COVID. Republican Senator Lindsey Graham tested positive earlier this month. The Senate is coming back to session next month. Douglas County commissioners voted to opt out of the Tri-County's order to require children 11 and under to wear masks in schools. Despite this decision, students will still be wearing masks at Douglas County schools come Monday. Jaleesa Irizarry is here to explain why and how this happened. Jaleesa.
Yeah, Douglas County's attorney explained to commissioners ahead of their vote, regardless of their decision, Douglas schools and really any other school within the county does have the option to adopt a mask order despite the county opting out. Now, attorney Kelly Dunaway stated essentially for school districts, private schools and child care facilities, it's their house, their rules. Earlier this week, Douglas County schools did announce they would require masks for students in pre-K through 6th grade effective next week. Staff members that work with these grades will also have to wear a mask. At today's meeting, dozens of parents stated they would protest on Monday if the mask policy is still in place at Douglas County schools. And while these parents are against their children wearing masks, many say they're not against others wanting to do so.
Parents for Choice are not saying that masks cannot be worn. We are saying that each individual deserves the right to choose based on their situation.
But not all parents that spoke today were in support of opting out. About a handful of parents asked the commissioners to consider implementing the mandate for the safety of all children.
Just the fact that we don't like masks and that they're not perfect doesn't mean that they're not worth trying. And I think we really just need to do more than cross our fingers and accept that they're all going to get COVID.
Now, we have reached out to Douglas County schools multiple times today to see if they will keep their mask policy or reverse course, but we have yet to hear back. Now, in addition to opting out, the Douglas County commissioners did also agree to draft up a resolution to encourage the school board to opt out of the mask policy. That resolution will be brought back to the commissioners and action would be taken at a later date. Kim?
This is really dragged out. This meeting took a long time and now we're still hearing this late in the week.
Absolutely. And who knows, maybe some more changes will come.
All right, thank you, Jaleesa. Okay, for more information on your district's reopening, text schools to 303-871. All the policies, 1491, by the way, 303-871-1491. And we'll send you the full classroom comeback guide.
Colorado is overhauling the app that's supposed to tell you if you've been around someone with COVID. Now, people who test positive can upload their test results on their own. Before, you had to wait for the state health department to send you a little code, but 9 Wants to Know found that some people never received their codes, and only 8% of the codes that did go out ever made it back into the system. That means people who are around others who went on to test positive never found out that they were exposed. The health department says, at least told 9 Wants to Know, that even the low number can make a difference. You can read more about the problems with the system and the state's new fix on 9news.com.
A 5-hour standoff near the U.S. Capitol ended peacefully today. Most of Capitol Hill shut down after a man parked outside the Library of Congress claimed that he had a bomb in his car. Officers say it looked like the man had a detonator in his hand. Investigators say the man is a 49-year-old from North Carolina. He broadcasted part of the standoff on Facebook, streaming anti-government rants. Law enforcement sources told NBC News he was using a whiteboard to communicate with officers, and then he surrendered.
He gave up and did not resist, and our folks were able to take him into custody without incident.
The Capitol Police Department is still reeling from the attack on the Capitol back on January 6th. Law enforcement in D.C. is also preparing for a rally planned there for next month.
More chaos outside the Kabul airport today as thousands of Afghans try to find a way onto a flight out of the country. Today, the Taliban fired guns and tried to break up crowds. We've seen so much heartbreaking video just like this. Parents pushing small children up the wall outside the airport with the U.S. soldiers taking them to the other side. About 2,000 people are being flown out each day. The Taliban says they will now offer safe passage to people who need to get to the airport, which could speed things up drastically.
4 officers from the North Glen and Thornton police departments are on leave after shooting and killing a homicide suspect yesterday. This is the case that turned the Thorn Creek golf course into a crime scene. Police chased the suspect there from Malley Drive in North Glen. Neighbors shared these images of officers around an apartment complex there. Police say the man took off in his car, pulled over by the golf course, and started running. Officers say he pulled out his gun. That's when they fired at him, killing him. We have asked the police and the district attorney's office about the homicide that this man was wanted for. We haven't heard back.